on. I got 2 seconds. Okay, let me go on Instagram now. I need the phone. I need my heads up, eyes open, and fist clench, y'all. Y'all bear with us. Or as we say, cub with us, y'all. Coming in 1 minute. Come on, you watch out now. What's her name now? Oreo, you about to start some technical difficulties. Watch out now. Watch out, Oreo. Hold on now. You know what I'm saying? I know how to go with you. Okay. We're live at. Okay, Instagram. Watch out now. Watch out. Okay, watch out now. Okay. Damn, I ain't gonna lie, the Facebook live though. This YouTube live. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, twist this round. Twist this round. All right. Y'all bear with us. Let me know y'all tapping in with us. Y'all bear with us as we say cub with us, y'all. We borrow something too to put this on. Can I borrow this 1 second? Yeah. Okay. And stand in the phone. Call in the radio station. Y'all bear with us is going down. Can I do this like this? Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, am I live? I'm not live yet. I am live. Okay, bet we about to call in, about to go live. We Freedom Radio. 1 second. Bear with us. We say cub with us. Show you right. Okay. What is elevation? Y'all can hear us. Can y'all hear me? Okay, right on. I'm on the road. I guess I gotta stop aiding. One for the people I want to aid can make this happen. Now this is Instagram, but it's being sideways. Is that a problem? Let me know, listeners, if that's a problem. I got the phone sideways. I'm trying to have the phone still charging up. I'm probably doing Instagram, so touching on a few subject matters today. Let people know on Facebook, y'all, that we are becoming YouTube Live. So I can tag my page on Facebook. Let them know to come on, tune in right here on YouTube Live. So I can tag my page on Facebook and let them come on, tune in live. Yeah, yes indeed. The West Coast, you know we at the park playing. Where we at? We're gonna play in that park. One second. Okay, we got you sideways. We're good. You sideways. We're good. Okay, connect. Okay. Let me know if that's an issue for people. I don't want to be too difficult. That sideways. The reason I get it sideways, because I'm charging up right now. Tap the number and pin channel. Is that for me, sis? You say tap the number and pin channel, or you tell people, so let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna call 929-477-3785. What is y'all? Bear with us. Hook me up real, man. Man, one for the people. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna call in. Y'all bear with us. Okay, who I'm gonna call in? Oh, y'all might call everything radio station from this one on. See. Speaker. Man, me and technology, okay. Let's see. My service don't let me. Oh, I can call right.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show. You are now in the queue.
How's the lighting thing, okay?
Lighting good. All you have to do, look on this little left side. Yeah, right there. Your channel number so they can call. 929-477-37. It's looking good. That's me right now. I don't know if y'all notice me come. I need the boys to bring me in. We'll level it. Check the comment, Jim. Where's the comment? Can you tap the comment? Tell the comment where it says. Tell the comment over here. Hands up. The free them all. This Chairman Fred. This me right. Free them all, sis. We're not live yet. Okay. I'm coming live. Somebody put them on my Facebook page. I'm come to YouTube. Matter of fact, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go on Facebook and put a word out real quick. Then we, man, how much was it? How much is in totality? How long is it in totality?
We have about 31 seconds and 10 minutes and 50.
Can you back it up a little bit? Give me about 3 minutes. The last 3 minutes of it. The last 3 minutes.
Okay, I can back it up. I can restart it though.
Give me restart. Then stop in about 3 minutes. Then bring me on in. About 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right, 3 minutes. Yeah. Right on. Free mom. Okay, one. Instagram. I'll be right back with y'all. I'll be right back with y'all. Instagram. Watch out now. Okay, let me tell Facebook. Y'all need to come to YouTube. I'll do a real quick Facebook Live.
2 centuries ago in the United States was a new nation.
Which one you want to hold up the phone
Right there. The cord still be in there? Yeah. Okay. And I can't think that most stuff. Yeah, I'll be back in Charlotte. Man, okay. Heads up, y'all on Facebook. I need y'all to come on YouTube. We're gonna be on YouTube, Instagram. We're going live on YouTube and Instagram. So come on, YouTube, Chairman Fred Jr., Chairman Fred Jr. We're gonna talk about the 56th anniversary of the Black Panther Party. We got some more callers coming in. Somebody they say they can see what making them hungry. Yes, indeed. Okay, y'all come on. I'm gonna come out of Facebook. Y'all come on over to Chairman Fred Jr. on YouTube Live, and also come on. Hey, Scott, I hope you get the word. I need you, man. I need you, young brother. Hey, man. I need you on deck, man. You know what I'm saying? I need you. Put the word out. Come on to YouTube Live right now, Chairman Fred Jr. and also Instagram, official Chairman Fred Jr. I'm gonna come up out here now. Free them all. Free them all. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How about, okay, heads up, eyes open, and fist clench. Y'all know what this is, how we do this, y'all. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Free Them All Radio. We on the road, y'all. We on the road. We moving and grooving, y'all. Instead of making history, taking history, and taking history. If you can, take a pause for the calls. Open those front doors and back windows and let them know that Free Them All Radio is moving and grooving. Weekly program of the Black Panther Party Cubs, hosted by yours truly, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., and Robert Allen, a.k.a. the Lady of Rage. Let's get locked and loaded, y'all. Again, take a pause for the calls and say, hey, what is happening locally, nationally, internationally? You know what I'm saying? Spirit of internationalism. We got a lot to address, y'all. In fact, we're gonna be doing tying in with a Instagram conversation, dialogue, or interview shortly. I'm waiting on him. Is that him now? No, it's not him. We're gonna get straight to the business at hand right now. So those who are on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook tonight. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Come on over to Chairman Fred Jr. That's Chairman Fred Jr. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure y'all go on Instagram. Official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Y'all, real talk. We are on the heels, coming up on the 56th anniversary of the Black Panther Party. The birth of the Black Panther Party. I should say we shouldn't say what the Black Panther Party is, but again, we draw no foregone conclusions. We talking about that revolutionary organization that shook the system in its knees. You know what I'm saying? That was birthed October 15th, 1966. By Minister U.E.P. Newton and Chairman Bobby Seale. They had chapters internationally. So we're going to say y'all call in y'all contributions, and I mean you call in how you believe how you know the contribution of the Black Panther Party impacted you. You did, whether you were here physically or not. Then we say the Black Panther Party because the organization that's carrying legacy of the Black Panther Party. We say it's a tough act to follow. We try our best. Now walk on in their footsteps with their Panther Paw steps. And one of the problems of making this stuff look easy, a lot of cats think it is easy. The legacy of the Black Panther Party remains under attack. It remains under attack. We just came back to another phenomenal move. We continue to up in the ante. Just came back from The Rock, as my sister Hollywood just put me to say. They say The Rock. Talking about the Alcatraz, with an annual event with the indigenous community, the sunrise ceremony. There's some years since I've been there, but I was able to go back again, and just this is a commemoration when the Native community, indigenous community, I believe in 1969, had those Alcatraz, which is known the Rock now as abandoned. They had commandeered it, took it over, and occupied it. I forgot how long they occupied it. Maybe more than a year, and to really draw a concrete correlation to the issues not only inside the prisons / concentration camps, you know what I'm saying, but just in general, you know what I'm saying, about the ongoing fight for independence for indigenous community. And a lot of people, the indigenous community, a lot of people say we talk about the Indians, we talk about the natives, and it's important that people know about this because a lot of times many people have failed to propaganda, whether it be the Tarzan movies in regards to African people, whether it be regard to the John Wayne movies and Tonto and Long Range of the indigenous community. We have a long history with the ongoing Rainbow Coalition. Ongoing. Again, like people say, well, I ain't hear nothing about it. It don't mean to stop. You know what I'm saying? You look back, with the campaigns that we've been on the ground, the case, challenging, fighting for the freedom of political prisoners, Mumia Abu-Jamal, Leonard Peltier, you know what I'm saying, Orlando Wiley, countless of others. You did. You look at, the discussion about the betterment and what's going so-called Canada, the tiny house warriors and right there, Standing Rock, North Dakota, challenging the pipelines, the issues in Chirac and not just in an abstract way to my unity, but again, concrete commitment, commitments. And we still moving the groove, and we just again came off this phenomenal event from The Rock. And a lot of people say they want for me that the late Bumpy Johnson, who was heavily impacted by Malcolm X. To my knowledge, not to the extent that the movie, the recent documentary, say that they grew up together, not to that extent, but Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson, a phenomenal cat, you dig, who had a code, a people code. Like when you talk about the streets, you talk about the struggle. Everything's political. People have different lines, how they relate to the people, you dig. And Bumpy Johnson, Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson, the prison administration referred to him as a race-conscious, cocky Negro. A race-conscious, cocky Negro. So, you know what I'm saying? Even at the prison, at The Rock, I seen photographs of Al Capone and others, you know what I'm saying? You hear a story about the Birdman from Alcatraz, the Great Escape from Alcatraz. This is an island, you know, right in San Francisco. And but I said, where are the pictures of Bumpy Johnson? This great. So y'all need to know who this phenomenal brother was. You know what I'm saying? Who he is. Y'all take a pause for the calls if you can. Get what y'all call in. As we say, Cub, in with us at 929-477-3785. 929-477-3785 and press 1. Tiny House 5, Tiny House Warriors is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see some other people in the building. Who else we got here? Ancestor Dreams in the building. Tally is Major in the building. XO, Say So, Briscoe. Y'all get the word. Let them know that we are live and direct, y'all. We are live and direct. Those who on Facebook, tell them to come on over here to Chairman Fred Jr. on YouTube Live. The Deputy Field Marshal, Deputy Field Marshal Gio, his mother's birthday. They'll give a shout out to happy birthday to you. Let me say this. I'll be remiss. Happy birthday to the Deputy Minister of Defense of the Black Panther Party, Bunchy Carter, our apprentice Bunchy Carter. You know what I'm saying? They bunch like what? Like a bunch of greens. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all put we talking about Deputy Minister of Defense Bunchy Carter's. Let me also with these PSAs. We want to extend Cub and now people may see this tapped in a lot of times. It's Cub and community condolences. Cub and community condolences to Brother Amin Ra. You know what I'm saying? Again, our condolences to you. You know what I'm saying? To your family, to the community, in particular to that poetry arena in Chicago. That you know what I'm saying, but not only that, you know what I'm saying, cats on the ground, But I just get the word yesterday that Amin Ra had passed. He's a good brother that, So I definitely have condolences. That. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's okay. He said Libra season. Okay, right on. And don't forget that birthday coming up this Saturday, October 15th. October 14th, the eve, we will be we're in Maywood, Illinois. A giveaway, appliance giveaway, in accordance with the Justice for Nicholas Lee campaign, and also showing us the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, evening October 14th. And look for my page on on Instagram as well as Facebook to keep you updated with that. That's the 14th. The actual date, the 15th, we're waiting on word back to get back. I don't know how the weather's gonna be. We're gonna have a movie showing outside, right in front of the Hampton House. You know what I'm saying? October 15th. Then we working on getting back for October 23rd in coalition with Dr. Huey P. Newton Foundation, the Dr. Huey P. Newton block party to be convened October 23rd. But I know we were supposed to be in Africa for this, but I said we had to kind of rearrange the plans because how the old accent goes, when the black cat's away, the rats try to play. So that was we got word we had to rearrange our plan. We got to move on a political pivot. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Like, my sister, Miss Longstreet in the building, free them all. Yes, indeed. Steve Lynn, hey, we had, man, that red clay dirt down in Louisiana, man, you know what I'm saying? Chairman Fred is buried at. And we missed last Father's Day. Technically, a few of us missed it, but our brother Stephen covered down on, you know what I'm saying? We checked up on the chairman's grave site. I know the phenomenal feat we had with a cover, I don't want to say cover, but like a covering over the tombstone was shot up annually by law enforcement. We were able to cover down, but our brothers still been down there on deck. Right on. Feel free to call in. Line is Dan Free, GMJ, Sprite, Mr. Larry Hoover, Imam Malik. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the call. Can't say it enough. Free them all. Real talk. Okay, let me know if we got any callers in queue. And also, I'm looking for, I don't know what, any questions, any comments you may have in regards to, what's significant about this year. The 56th year the birth of the Black Panther Party. Again, birthed in Oakland, California, 1966. Grew down chapters internationally. And, everything ranging, from the courageous stance, these brothers and sisters basically range from ages 14 to 24 years old that stood up and, on their own terms, not stressed on their own terms. And that struggle for self-determination, we can, can never be devalued in the impact on our people, So we want to make sure that we not only commemorate them on October 15th, but continuously with the legacy, protect it, respect it, never neglect it. With the legacy, combat liberalism. What people say, well, all is the same thing, so on and so forth. Recognize the significance, the political significance, the uniqueness of an organization that struggle, and even with contradictions, they were on our own terms. I can't stress that enough. Give me some coffee. We're gonna get rolled. So that's the thing. That's the thing, y'all, for the birthday of Black Panther Party. But also, I got a call. We want to talk about some. Right. What, Ms. Longstreet? I like that. I like that term. I struggle this, like say, not a cover because initially with the tombstone being shut up annually, we were not in struggle how we was going to deal with that. And my sister Janaz, in fact, the niece of little Bobby Hutton, who was assassinated April 6, 1968. Her vote was that we do an actual cover over it. I said, we want to go with the Emmett Till tactic. Speaking of which, I have not seen the movie Till yet. So we're going to do some reviews on that also. And we struggle how to deal with that. And so we end up coming to a position that we get like a casing. But it's bulletproof, but you can still, it has it's updated. You get the initial tombstone, the punch marks still on there, and you have a statement from then Deborah Johnson, now Akua and Jerry, as well as myself, and definitely that of Chairman Fred. I like that assessment, Longstreet, the shield. That's what we have. We try to be, politically. We attempt our best to be politically correct as we can. The most distinguished revolution from reactionaryism, stealing from liberating. So the shield that's placed over the tombstone, right on, the shield. Who I know. Let me know. Also, feel free. We better engage. We have to have another discussion. We have to talk about. Oh, let me say that I mentioned about the movie. I haven't seen the movie Till. I did watch a movie last night. His mother comrade was on my heels. Like I'm curious on your thoughts, your summation on this. And I recommend people watch. It's been out for a minute. It's on Netflix. If Beale Street Can Talk, and I cannot think I had a subjective block on it because I think it was some sort of some movie with Oprah Winfrey, Robin Givens, or something, and that was it was a similar title or something, so I may have a psychological block on it. But this film. This is in context of Hollywood and movies. It's a unique movie. I recommend people watch this. In fact, I was watching with some others last night, and the cat I was watching this with, that's his niche. That's the whole film thing. And I tell people, you have a certain eye for certain things that I said, like even me being on the set of Judas and Black Messiah, how I look at differently out times of film and things are shot. But when we turned the TV on, he had commented how he said, "Wait a minute." He said some panoramic or something. He says offset or something, He said, change it to this and stuff. You know, I said, what's the big deal? But I seen the differences in it. How he you say he's explaining to me. He's explaining to me how initially how the film was set up. It gave like a 1980s news coverage impression. So even the vision, how things I put, you know what I'm saying, it's a certain dynamic that impacts you, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be just, and that's in any genre, any arena. You say, okay, well, you know, the time and how this looks, and you know what I'm saying? This, and we have to look at the politics of this too, like, you know, the timing that there are increased attacks on the Black Panther Party legacy. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, not just say we say, well, is it intentional? So you look at, you know, like, you know, like certain auras of certain particular times, whether it be the birthday celebration of John Fred, assassination days, Deputy Minister of Defense Bunchy Carter, Deputy Minister of Education John Huggs, to be extra heads up. You know what I'm saying? You know, for intense attacks, in regards to legacy. But back to the case, the discussion at hand, and we watched the film, and he made a comment to the fact that, man, I got to see some comedy or something after this. But he said he'd be upset. I don't want to give the movie away if this came out a certain way. I said, well, actually, I'm curious. I would like to see how they do show this, and it shows some realities. You know what I'm saying? Because the deal is the history of the movie industry in particular is not to give reality. It's to take you on a trip for a while. You know what I'm saying? And that's sometimes you need like a little trip, a little vacation. But the deal is most people cannot handle the truth. We want to be lied to. And some stages in the game, so issues are so in our face, we can't afford the luxury to water them down. You know, so you can't play no games with this prison question. We can't play no games with what's happening in the streets of Philadelphia, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? We can't. You know, you can alter certain. You have certain creative license to alter certain things. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get real careful with that. Let me say this also. I know we were supposed to discuss a number of things today in regards to these laws that's up for vote, Pre-Trial Fairness Act, some other things. We're going to the timing. We're going to put a little more closer to election time. So we're looking at next week. So any laws that are going out, talking about locally, so nationally, feel free to make sure you bring them up. You know, so we're going to talk about them, break them down in layman's terms. What's going on, where they at? So look for that. That's next week. But that movie, If Beale Street Could Talk, based on the book that James Baldwin had authored it. It's a phenomenal piece. I recommend people watch that. Now, let me see. I think we're going to do this here. Is Mr. Checkpoint on Freedom on Rio 32. Let me know when you on, so we can, first of all, do I have any callers in queue to come right? Any callers in queue? One caller. Call in queue. Welcome Freedom on Radio. Then we're going to go to Instagram Live, and we're going to work this interview or discussion. People know we're going to be talking about this whole, about do white lives matter? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's a discussion. You know what I'm saying? Discussion about this. Welcome Freedom on Radio.
What's up? It's Mr. Checkpoint. Should I join you on Instagram or should we do it here on the call?
Oh, okay. Let me see how this works. Let me see if you can get people. What are the can y'all hear? The caller was going to do like an interview / discussion with me in regards to the discussion. Yeah, thanks. The discussion is going on now. Does white lives matter? I can.
Yes, you can. If you just go to Instagram, we could do this to see if it works. I just requested. It might like you accept.
Okay, try.
If it did, I would then hop off this call and talk.
All right, okay. I see you. Oh, I see. Yeah, got that.
So once it gets accepted, I'll okay, cool. I'll hang up on here.
All right. And just in case, okay, welcome Freedom on Radio, Mr. Checkpoint. Let me see how you sound.
How you doing?
Okay, right on.
Fred Hampton Jr., thank you so much for having me doing this.
Right on. Now, let me check with my YouTube audience. Let me know somebody on YouTube. Can y'all hear?
Can you hear me? Check 1 2. Mr. Checkpoint, encouraging everyone to always film the police.
Let me know somebody.
If you could hear me, comment AFTP. Always film the police. Let them know you can hear me. I'll try to be clear. I'll try to speak loud. And we'll discuss this.
Oh, y'all hear a little bit. Let me try to pull a little closer. And you know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to put a little closer. And I would do like in some interviews when the question is asked, I would also repeat I'll make sure my answer is tied into the question that's put forward. And let me know on Blog Talk, sis, on the boards if you can hear all right also. Let me know. Okay. And so Instagram, we on Instagram official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. We on YouTube at Chairman Fred Jr. That's Chairman Fred Jr. Okay, we can hear. Okay, right on. Now, and we on Blog Talk Radio. We're on Blog Talk Radio. Yes, indeed. Okay, right on, Quavina, in the building. Yes, indeed. So I just want to make sure I get the priorities out the way first, y'all. Happy birthday to the Black Panther Party. Happy birthday to the Minister of Defense, Bunchy Carter. You know, so we come up on October 15th, y'all. Historical date. October 14th, we in Maywood with the film show. October 15th, come on to the Hampton House. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the weather's going to be. We're going to have the film show right there outside. We're going to put that together right now. So also there's a discussion, you know what I'm saying? And this is a time where the end is being up. You know what I'm saying? In other words, there's certain periods in time when people say, well, that's just music. Well, that's just sports. Well, the contradictions are being heightened to the point where you see the little merge when people are recognizing that, you know, again, to some degree, everything. When we talk about relationships, when we talk about music, how you view it, how you view race, it's political. You know what I'm saying? It cannot be minimized. Well, I just want to talk about music and so on and so forth. You know, being banned of social media. What caused you to get banned? What's those? And what's the taboo words? What you don't say? What you do say? So let's seize the time and hide those contradictions. So again, we're joined on Instagram on Mr. Checkpoint. I just came on 2 weeks ago. We talked a phenomenal event in regards to the event. Jacob Blake, Bianca, Brown Taylor's auntie Bianca, and some others was down there. So we followed up, and we had this whole, lack of better term, this phenomenon that again, people, there's certain questions being asked in regards white lives, the white lives matter, and then you can't the person in the room, you know, something how it comes up, it's up. People say, well, I disagree with Kanye West, so on and so forth, and people try to form conclusions and say, wait a minute, where does this come from? It's talking, and fashion, it's political. Clothes, you know, what I'm saying, where was politics? It's important to people to say, you have to say when, where, and what. You know what I'm saying? What something was revealed. Where was it? Where was this fashion? What was this clothing line? What was this T-shirt? What was revealed that? People say, oh, Chairman, you be kind of over analytical. I said, well, I beg to differ. It's important. Speech writing. Who says what? When it's said. You know, whether the person's concept is a different discussion. If you're in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? You come through the door, you come through the man, and when we having sex, hold on, wait a minute, this ain't no relationship. You talking about something else, So all that, you know what I'm saying? What's revealed? How do you view race? What triggers you? You know what I'm saying? We want to open doors, so feel free to call in and tap in your positions about this while we go with some straight up discussion in regards to this question/comment statement. White Lives Matter. Welcome Freedom Radio, Mr. Checkpoint. Let's do it.
So I thank you. That was a beautiful way to, I think, open this conversation. I know that whether you like Kanye West, you don't like Kanye West, whether you're influenced by him, love the music, you couldn't not see the shirt. You could not see the White Lives Matter. It was everywhere. It was, I think, shown around the world. And I think, for me personally, it's just another celebrity sharing something. But when I see specific things being shared, I can't help but take notice. We are fighting police abuse. We're trying to have transparency and hold bad police accountable. So if Kanye says a bunch of things, it typically doesn't hit my radar. However, there were two things he posted that I wanted to really get your feedback, reaction, and thoughts on. And it was one of them was on his Instagram post. and it was a screenshot of his dad, a text message of his dad, and the dad wrote "White Lives Matter" in quotes, and then "Ja ja ja," and then Kanye wrote, "I thought that was so funny. What did you like about it?" And then his dad wrote, we're assuming it's his dad, it says in the text, right? It says that a black man was declaring the obvious. And Kanye West's caption with that message was, "For the first time in 45 years, I made my super educated former Black Panther father proud. And by the way, Dad, there's an NPC trying to pick on me. What should I do?" I couldn't help but hear Black Panther and immediately wonder, have questions, thoughts, your feedback. I mean, is it confirmed that Kanye West's father was a Black Panther? Anything you'd like to share on insights regarding those messages?
Well, first of all, I want to go back to some information you just that you laid out. You know, in the beginning. I'll let you have it repeated again. That you said they said it was Kanye West's father that put the post up about White Lives Matter.
It's actually Kanye West put it on his Instagram, and it's a screenshot. If anyone's on Instagram, they could check out official chairman Fred Hampton Jr. on Instagram, and we're showing it on this video live. And yes, it was a screenshot of a text message that we would assume was between Kanye and his father, and then Kanye's caption below is what references that his father was Black Panther for 45 years. I'm sorry, that his father was a former Black Panther, and he was making him proud, it appears, for the first time in 45 years.
Well, I remember some years back. It was a campaign going on in regards to something about the cool cigarettes. This was around 2000, I don't know, maybe 2002 or something. And I mean, people were saying for a while. It was brought to my attention, and I had some discussion. Cause we going down. It was cool cigarettes. They were doing some marketing that specifically directed to children. And they had several artists backing it. I remember this discussion with Kanye West was supposed to came perform, and then we had a discussion the night. And I did like one thing about Chicago in particular. It's not presently not to the status that it previously was. There's checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? Because it was no structure, and I guess that kind of coincides with being one of the most segregated cities in the country in regards to race. But the trickle-down impact of that is you can, with the organizations, there are checks and balances. You know, you can, some places, you can just go say who you are. There was no confirmation, in regards to Kanye West's, father being in the Black Panther Party, not in Chicago. I checked with some forces, and this is in many cases, you know what I'm saying, like when I got a saying, a lot of people are black when it's beneficial, Panthers when it's profitable, Cubs when it's comfortable, and you have to. The Panther Party was not like a lot of people say like similar to the revolution. People say, well, my man, I'm a revolutionary. My man, you know what I'm saying, well, this is how I felt, you know what I'm saying, and there's a definition for the Black Panther Party. There was a structured organization, and this is something that in many cases, what I'm saying, we have to contend with in regards to legacy, because not only was the Black Panther Party not given credit for programs and activities they engage in, they were activities that other individuals who were not who was not Black Panther Party activities or actually members of the Black Panther Party, it was incorrectly accredited to the Black Panther Party. And this cannot be divided to some simplistic discussion about whether a person a good person or a bad person, because the deal is with COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program, as well as today, one of America's policies is to create chaos and restore order. Not only was the Black Panther Party attacked, like other organizations where you come in and there's a attempt to rewrite the history, and it could be nefarious and naivety. In other words, intentional intent to rewrite, or some people just be vague and say, well, I met people who I believe were actually sincere. That's, you know, so I thought this person was in the Black Panther Party. After the discussion, said, "Whoa, I didn't, you know, that person lived around the Black Panther Party." Or, you know, and this is something that can be applied to various, you know, street organizations or something else, even within state institutions where people say, "Well, this, you know, they have forget the term they use in the armed forces, the Marines, some with valor, some like incorrect valor." They go back to the Marines and others. They go back. They say, "Wait a minute, you going around saying you was part of the Marines? You wasn't a part of the Marines." You know what I'm saying? And it may be a case of someone being National Guard or supporter, and it's not to devalue that. Some people, you know, came to a rally, or you know what I'm saying. But the deal is, there's a criteria. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you look at, you know, and that's one of the disadvantages that the Black community and other colonized communities are subjected to. And this is something, you know, in fact, even, you know, I'm thinking about this now, being that we just came back from Alcatraz, the Rock, Alcatraz, yesterday, on the ground with some of our indigenous comrades, Tiny House Wars and other forces. And it was a recent campaign with entertainers in particular that identify themselves as Native or indigenous community, and some, you know, and so there's a whole campaign that says these are following actors and actresses are not Native, are not indigenous. You know what I'm saying? And people, it's actual. So this is something that's not. And so I don't want to be divided. Oh, it's a person of bad. You have to keep in mind that the history of Black people in general, and the history of a revolutionary organization, remains intact. And this is something in the music genre. It's just now footage coming out about who Elvis Presley actually, you know what I'm saying, got, you know, stole a lot of stuff from. And there's an actual saying in the Japanese, in karate. The Japanese say karate was initially an African art form, that we simply preserved it. You know what I'm saying? So that's when the thing that one of the humbling dynamics of being oppressed, that you're fighting for that. But again, there is a definition. When we did credit checks on that, there was no Illinois chapter, which is the largest chapter, as well as the Black Panther Party in general. So that's your question. There was no. That's not, again, and that's something that we need to have a discussion about in general. You know what I'm saying, about being liberal about certain things, and not take it always as a bad, you know, or you hate or so. No, there's the fraternities, the sororities. They have membership. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a vague. Some people may have actually went to a particular university, but that's not meaning they subscribe to a particular fraternity or sorority.
So yeah, I think if I understand what you're saying, is the structure was very specific, it was very clear, and it was very organized. And the idea is that his pops doesn't seem to be in any of the chapters specifically. Maybe he had friends that were Black Panthers or something like of this nature, hanging around people. But to say that he was a former Black Panther isn't really accurate. Is that the idea?
Yeah, that's the position. Yeah,
that's the position.
Yeah.
I got you. That's wild. I mean, I before I think he posted that, I'll say that he posted something else, and we could talk on it. We had Bianca Austin come down to Los Angeles. That's the aunt of Breonna Taylor. He posted something else as well that said, Breonna Taylor's mom said it first, and then he put a quote, and I'll just show my screen. It says, I have never personally dealt with BLM Louisville and personally found them to be fraud. So he shared this message, and then I did do a little homework, and Tamika Palmer is the mother of Breonna Taylor, and she actually responded shortly after his message, and what she mentioned was, what she said is, please do not, I'm going to show this, she shared a thing that says Black Lives Matter, and she says, please do not use my name or my daughter's name for anything otherwise, hashtag Breonna Taylor. What I guess, you know, and to me, what a sad, horrible, I don't know, I like I said, I don't go to celebrities to look at inspiration or find out how to move, but I really do feel like he has a huge audience and he's reaching a lot of people and really sharing a message, mentioning someone's even own mother who doesn't seem to agree with the message he's sharing. I guess what I would ask you is, have you had any dialogue with that camp with Kanye? Have you been able, or do you intend to? Do you have any feelings about wanting to?
Well, actually, I think this whole conversation, you know, I don't know how much time we have. I want to seize the time to put, you know, what I'm saying, a lot of times people like to have reactionary conversations when we talk about the crime in Chicago, when we talk about statements that Kanye West made, whatever. I think we should seize the time right now to put this in historical context. First of all, I'm glad you asked about the question. Let's, you know, even coming up on this anniversary of the Black Panther Party, that question, I'm glad that question was put forward, because that's important. Because a lot of times, it's one thing when you talk, when a statement is made from a person who says this represents, they were in the Black Panther Party. It's kind of like they talk about, like, even the state, they say, well, this is actually a member of the police, were they off duty, were they on duty, you know what I'm saying? So that's important, the preface with that, you know what I'm saying? We talking about, because there's a certain politic that comes with the Black Panther Party. I'll tell people, I say that even, it seeks in the DNA of you. Like Pac was, I mean, it's documented. Tupac's mother was a member of the Black Panther Party. You know what I'm saying? And not only up to what the DNA, like it passes down, there are certain experiences that as a child that you're subjected to a certain lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about experiences, and you talk about, you know how the police, how you view the school system, so on and so forth. In fact, I just wrote a comment yesterday on social media watching this movie, If Beale Street Could Talk. At the end of the movie, there was a child visiting his father in prison. And when I seen that image of the child visiting his father in prison, I flashed back to something that as a child that I would commonly say. I hate the pigs. That was a comment that I was. Now, if you were to say that this comes from some civilian, you may say, "Whoa, why would the child say that?" You know what I'm saying? And actually, I mean, you know, any college community, a child should feel the way, but but the deal is to be around the politics of the role that the pigs play. I've been meeting Bernadette Devlin of the IRA, and she told me, she recalled me as a child. She's seeing a chain around my neck, and there's a bullet around my neck. You know, but if you just say that, you know, if you detach from who I am, where I come from, you say, why would this child have this bullet on his neck? So that's imperative that we put this in correct context. Also, speaking, this kind of coincides with the discussion of Kanye West. I recall a discussion with him years back. This was like literally hours before he said what he said about George Bush not liking black people. This was shortly after the Black Panther Party Cubs had the Black Cross campaign, which we had deployed several forces going to assist our people down in New Orleans and other places in response to what we refer to as Hurricane America. We didn't call it Hurricane Katrina. We referred to it as Hurricane America. And I recall this, you know, when we refer to as the Black Panther Party Code of Culture. And one of the matches for that is there are too many of us in Sing Sing for some rappers just be talking some bling bling. This is where we hold artists accountable to some point of unity, not put them in the position that they're going to be leadership of vanguard. And that's important to note. Because a lot of people, you know, saying, look at these artists as some sort of leadership. In fact, somebody called me yesterday and said, man, what's wrong with Kanye saying that? I said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with the people that they've never seen a contradiction that the state has put these entertainers in their lives as spokespersons? You know what I'm saying? I think back to an interview that Malcolm X, they asked Malcolm X one time, said, well, Jackie Robinson disagrees with your position about violence. Malcolm X said, whoa, wait a minute. We don't quote no Bob Hope or no Marilyn Monroe for you. You know what I'm saying? So so to put in context, that go to the root contradiction, like who put the onus of this, you know what I'm saying, in our movement. I tell people, I say, let's turn the tables. I remember an actual situation when the Hip Hop Summit was to be convened in Chicago. And we was at the hotel, meet with these different people, Russell Simmons, so on and so forth. And Dr. Ben Shaver said something to the effect that Ludacris will be speaking for us. And we said, that's ludicrous. We said, that's ludicrous. We say, we don't go in the studio and direct their soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to see me go on, if you were to turn a Sunday football NFL game on this Sunday, and you seen me go on a field, and they said, if you see me watch out there after the quarterback the football, it'll be a national flood on the field, call in. Wait a minute. What is he doing? Oh man, Chairman Fred, a good person. No, what is he doing? It's money invested. Now we talk about movements. It's lives and minds invested in this. You know what I'm saying? So to grab and put him in that position is strategic. I mentioned Bernadette Devlin earlier. At the Borders bookstore, I talked to Kanye West. Several hours, I seen the trigger word. I witnessed that. I like this term, comedic genius Rick Pryor, who was heavily impacted by the Black Panther Party, who knew the relationship between the entertainers and the Vanguard Party, who talked about when he met Chairman Fred in West Side, Chicago, New Year's Eve '69, the donation he gave to the Black Panther Party free breakfast program, who talked about how Minister UEP impacted him. Not fighting, there was a sit down with entertainers can lead the movement, so on and so forth. He was clear. He was clear. Not in this stage, had a system that's flipped the script around. You know what I'm saying? He was clear. We said, we come from the cloth with the dog wag the tail and wag the dog. Streets make the music don't make the streets. The role of the movements. That term vanguard, it's not an egotistical term. It puts stuff in correct political context. So when I mentioned to Kanye West about Bernadette Devlin, who was banned, who is right now to this day banned from the U.S., who later on in the early 70s was in the car with Mayor Richard Daley and said, "Stop the car. You was involved in the assassination of Chairman Fred," and got the car. Who knew the roles of Minister of Health Doc Satchel, Chairman Fred, Defense Secretary Mark Clark. The governor of New York had gave her the keys to the city. When he gave her the keys of the city, she turned those keys over to the Black Panther Party. When I mentioned that to Kanye, I seen the impact on him. You know what I'm saying? I said, we good. We can leave the room now. You know what I'm saying? So it was, as of recent, the pictures, the photographs of Kanye as a child. See, we cannot have no discussion about anything, anybody, anything. You know what I'm saying? The birth of inception, the process which you grew up around. So you can see. In fact, Kanye West himself said the movie Get Out was about his life. That's what he said. And you have these individuals, the Kardashians, who are with a psychological profile on they come through. They know everybody who they go at. Every individual they go at is not shooting the dice. It's like the movie Get Out. You know what I'm saying? And they tap into it. You have an individual, Ray J, saying boldly one day, he finna call this contradiction about this individual, Kris Jenner, who implied like he violated her daughter, Kim Kardashian. He said, wait a minute, the audacity. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, if you been in some other community, it'll be classified as pimping. He said, man, you set this thing up, you benefit, you the contract, all this. Then the very next day, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you get this feet dangling from the rooftop from a building, contemplating suicide. You go back and look at the files of O.J. Simpson, but you go back prior to contact with the Kardashians. You go look again the teacups that these individuals are armed with, and this happens in our movements, our music, everything. They tap into these individuals. And let me say this again. This is no blame or no attack. You know what I'm saying? Because Dante, see, pedophiles run tell children that there's something that they did as individuals that causes to happen to them. The conditions, you know what I'm saying, the child you're growing up in, you know what I'm saying, contact. Again, you look at the pictures of, you know, as a child, you know what I'm saying, in China. And we are subjected to a system that not only studies have the profiles of what you've been through, in fact, in many cases, they control it. In fact, the interview that Kanye West, when he touched on his father, when he mentioned his father, got the lady that he did the interview with, she dodged it. That's they're not even acknowledged. You would think in the black community, when you see different in the black community in particular, it's a narrative like Jesus of Nazareth. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no biological father. You look at protest, and this is not by happenstance. When he mentioned his father, the interviewer, he's Kanye West. He said, you think I'm smart? He said, my father is smarter than me. She didn't delve into the concept. Whoa, wait a minute, tell us about this individual. It's automatically U-turn, don't even touch it. You know what I'm saying? You'll think most of the black children come immaculate conception. There is no fun. And it's strategic. It's political. You know what I'm saying? So all that has to be in context to put it. You know what I'm saying? When you say certain, who is the nine? You look what the state, the lineage of individuals. They study it. They know it. But that you go back and look at the context. When you mention it, even when you mentioned just now, I thought you said you're hard pressed to find an actual photograph of his father. That's what I thought you said at first. I said, "What, a photograph?" You know, and this is just you. There are people you scan the entertainment industry. You scan the ones the ones in the states provided for leaders movements. You like, wait a minute, where are these fathers at? You know what I'm saying? Now you one or two things. You say, okay, it just happens that they're not there. You couldn't sell dogs like that. You could not come to someone and say, man, you sold some dogs. They say, I need to see the both of them. You say, well, they won't know the sire. They won't know who sired them. The mother. They use another term for it, but I don't know the parents of the dog. You know what I'm saying? This is similar to during the era of chattel slavery. You know what I'm saying? The vagueness of this, and it's intentional. And let me say this too. Like you have to acknowledge the good, the bad, the ugly. That correlation with that movie Gal. There are certain trigger points, trigger words where you see certain things, like that scene with the Keith Stansfield character when that camera hit him. You know what I'm saying? You say, get out. You cannot, you have to commend Kanye West even being up in the White House to mention the names of people like Mr. Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? Well, other entertainers who who are quote unquote conscious have been in the ring of these. You know what I'm saying? The White House and previous administrations have made no mention about no issues. So the deal is to come in through and acknowledge, man. I mean, we do it with vehicles. They're talking about now there's going to be an upsurge of vehicles coming from Louisiana. After Hurricane Ian. That they're going to be in Illinois. People, they're telling you, they let you know they are water damage with these cars. So that, you know what I'm saying? It's not the car's fault. You know what I'm saying? But you said, wait a minute, you have to take this into account. You know what I'm saying? Your car, there's going to be issues with your fuel injection. The water, the state has not only they know the psychological profile they create. Kanye West said on the interview, he said this word. He said the state gave his mother a job and took him from his father. He said the state. He said the state gave my mother. He said the state. He didn't say the Capricorns. He said the Virgos. He said the Crips, the Bloods, the Stones, the Cypress. He said the state. In this many cases, you look at a movie called Claudine. This is the concept. This is the what has to come along with it. You know what I'm saying? Whether we talking about the welfare agencies. You know what I'm saying? You want, you know what I'm saying? The checks, or what you talking about? The music industry, where they tell these artists you can't say you have a relationship, you can't say you have, you know what I'm saying? You can't say you have a family. You know what I'm saying? And you can say, if you do say, man, the promotion, not that they tell you directly, indirectly. So this is the political protocol.
It's calculated. That's what I understand, but it's not necessarily calculated from him to try to. Right? Is he like kind of lost in all of this noise and like? I mean, that's where I understand that it's calculated. I'm certain it's bigger than him, right? And there's a lot of different factors to play. But at what point is he able to like not do that or step out, or is that?
Well, let me say this. I know within the black community in particular, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, we have their reactionary assessments of, crime, sex, sexuality, gender, mental health. That's a reactionary is something, what I'm saying, people talk about, well, crime, people just, up and just killing each other, you know what I'm saying, like it's some sort of conscious decision, you know what I'm saying, negating any political ties to any agenda that's being laid down. You talking about, even sexuality. People talk like, there's some sort of decision, you know what I'm saying, that people, there's certain discussions that are happening, you know what I'm saying, there's some sort of independent decision, negating that historically. You're talking about, you know what I'm saying, you're talking about a system that, utilize rape as a war tactic. You know what I'm saying? That is a system, I mean, a politic that would come through certain countries and say to produce a certain individual, to produce a certain physical feature. You know what I'm saying? And with another mindset. They had a show one time that they were breeding these pigs, and the pigs, they say they get better pigs if the pigs actually have able to breed naturally. They said, why would you do that? They had a machine, a steel machine, injecting the pigs with semen. And they say it's different from a pig we're trying to produce. You know what I'm saying? They want the sows to be, you know what I'm saying, actually have no, they control on this animal farm. So you're talking even mental health. It's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject. Like sexuality and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because when you colonize, you know what I'm saying, you try to, it's embarrassing being oppressed. So you want to, you engage romanticism like it's some sort of decision that you made. You know what I'm saying? To say, well, this is how we do this, or this type of crime we choose, this type of drugs we choose to engage in. This the mental health. You can pop in and out of mental health issues. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't. I mean, you don't like the levels on the straight jacket. You know, so you can't pop it up when you want to pop it up. You know what I'm saying? And there may be certain trigger words. It's like an addiction. You know what I'm saying? We have to look at these dynamics scientifically, and I see. Matter of fact, more deeper than scientifically, more deeper than clinically. We have to look at it politically. Politically also entails the string pullers, who creates the condition. You know what I'm saying? Who the mental, and you don't come through the door in regards on the correct assessment of the race question. Everything else is going to be off balance. Your equilibrium is offset. You know, if you're not clear, and you'll be hard pressed to find people that the ruling class puts up in the entertainment arena, any other arena, that is clear on the race question. In fact, with Duck and Dodge, you're told that you just even say the word black is something bad. They even acknowledge it. You automatically, you know, say use these vague words. You know, say to not to be clear on that in a country that is a major tool. When the police get a call, it's not we have 2 Capricorns or 4 Virgos. We have a black male. You know, what I'm saying? The race question. It's that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a major tool used by capitalism. And then, ironically, the victims of it told, do not acknowledge it. Act like it doesn't exist. And you go back and look what Kanye, they actually said, and they're able to move around for a certain with a class privilege. You're able to get all these resources. But at some point, the rubber meets the road with the question of money and power has to be said, wait a minute. All the money he has, he could be banned of Instagram. He could be banned of Twitter. You know what I'm saying? If you can even imagine this, so they're gonna ban rappers for disrespecting black people. It doesn't even sound logical to you. So that question of Flip Wilson, the comedian Flip Wilson, who Richard Pryor had to come through to get on the TV show, Flip Wilson said it out of his own mouth. Now, they said Flip Wilson, even Alan Thicke said Flip Wilson was more safer than Nat King Cole. White people felt comfortable with Flip Wilson, Geraldine, the comedian being inside their living rooms. You know, that was the first on TV. Flip Wilson said after he made his first $1 million, he knew he was not a nigger no more. However, what he did say also, though, he didn't know what he was. You have created the ruling class, whether you're talking about sexuality, whether you're talking about race, confused. And then when you can pick them, it's like silly putty. You know what I'm saying? Then you say, well, are they making a decision? It's like silly putty. You're like you like acting silly putty. Did you choose to be made into a certain form? No, man. No.
I think with all this context, it provides a very open conversation, I think, to try to understand how we get to these places, and it doesn't make it about any particular person or situation, but it's really the bigger picture, the bigger context, and the bigger issues. I guess I wonder, do you see a conversation being had soon or in the near future between yourself and like Kanye?
Conversation. See, again, as you just said with the beginning statement, it's not about a personal. You know what I'm saying? The conversation is happening now with the people. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's where we at. We're not into this to say no beef or no. You know what I'm saying? No one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not looking for no like this guy named Mr. Perkins. I like how he said one day to me. One time he is some guys who he didn't talk to anymore. He said, "Chairman, you like me. You grew up as the only child. We can do all right by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? By ourselves. The deal is to heighten the contradictions. How it comes to, you know what I'm saying? So it's not you can't get close. I'm gonna win this person. Some people, you know what I'm saying? You have to take into account the damage, and you know what I'm saying. So the deal is whatever can it. The reality is Kanye West is a phenomenon. Power, as Minister Huey P. Newton said, power is the ability to define phenomenon and make it act in desired manner. What the ruling class does is incorrectly define phenomenon and make it condition to the people. We've seen Reverend Nat Turner. He defined the phenomenon of the church and made it work in desired manner. He said, praise the Lord, past ammunition. Harriet Tubman defined the phenomenon of the Negro spirituals. Chairman Fred defined the phenomenon of the organizational question in Chicago and abroad. The fight for an objective analysis of Kanye West, and that is, you cannot have a conversation about Kanye West negating the time of his childhood, negating the Kardashians. All this is inclusive. You know what I'm saying? People say, let's just talk about crime in Chicago. Let's go Rwanda, talk about the Hutus and Tutsis. I said, no, we're going to talk about the Belgium, the French, the Hutus, the Tutsis. We're going to talk about the planes being shot down. All this is inclusive in the conversation. So the deal is, again, whatever bait they have to get there, but to heighten the contradictions. Conscious inclusive of. Why is it now he's banned? What did he say? He's banned of Twitter and Instagram. What protocol? What rappers and entertainers can if the stuff that the blatant attacks, where people literally give you direct detail, blow by blow, how you do a drive-by. The misogyny, you know, so black women and black men, no threat of being banned. You're encouraged. So, you know what you say? Well, because they're Capricorns, they're Aquarius, and Scorpio. Heighten the contradictions. Heighten the contradictions. Like, this can be. And there's certain things that even those with mental health issue is the question of the race question in this country in particular. Even if it blurts, it's there. It's acknowledged, even by those with mental health issues.
So, I think I hear you though. This is the phenomenon. This is the outcome. This is the conversation. This is the
But it's not just, and it must be, and it's retroactive. It's retroactive. You have to say, wait a minute. This is not something that this is not a sentiment that just came out today. You have to look back and say, wait a minute. What arena? He's really, a lot of people draw a lot of correlations from Kanye West and Donald Trump, former U.S. President Donald Trump. There are a lot of correlations. They're both reactionary. And the deal is, in fact, you can draw the correlation. They say certain things that are, you just can't say they're dumb. They both have a work ethic off the hook. They have a work ethic off the hook. And you know what I'm saying? And it ain't no dummies. Now, you say similar to, not only let's use that analogy. With former President Donald Trump, you had the Dick Durbins and the like, Senator Dick Durbins and the like, who, when former U.S. President Donald Trump said Africa was a shithole, other politicians like, man, they was like, just don't say that. They didn't say that Africa was, because Donald Trump acknowledged the policies. How America deals with Africa has historically done with Africa. He said, this is what it is. They called him about the immigration, the detainees, the cages. He said, wait a minute. Them cages been back there since Jimmy Carter been in office. Ain't nothing new. He's blatant. So he's articulating some sentiment that may lay dormant in other people. You won't be technical with this with Kanye West. You'll be surprised at me. Who has felt comfortable around here all the time? You know what I'm saying? It's you go certain reasons. Wait a minute. You also look at the former Führer of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler, as an isolated incident. You say, wait a minute. Who is Gropel? Who is the Minister of Propaganda? Who's on the SS, the SA? What type of psyche of the soldiers? What type of psyche of the people? You know what I'm saying? What's the political climate like? Who felt comfortable? You know what I'm saying? This doesn't pop up. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, just again, it's retroactive. But say, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? And the ruling class, they not that they know us who they produce these situations. You know what I'm saying? And then they're able to when it does the dudes. Oh man, I can't believe this here. The police contradict. People say, well, the police, they can't believe the police was birthed of slaves, catching runaway slaves. In fact, I said, I think one of Derek Chauvin's defenses he should have said, wait a minute, the history of the police department. They had like it's just him to do this. The history of the police department. There's a couple of calls coming in. All right. So to put this in context, the system does this with the people. When you go to court, they say, okay, wait a minute, man. You can't, we're going to deny you bond. Why? You missed bond last time, this third time you was out on bond, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? The person never met me, they put a profile on me.
The bail is insane.
Hold on one second, Mr. Chidwell. Any callers want to tap in? Y'all feel free to. Let me get the callers. They're going to tap in with the discussion we have going on right now. Feel free. Okay, I'm with you. Oh, yeah, we're going to be the Pre-Trial Fairness Act is up in Chicago for vote. We're going to be talking about that also next week on Fremont Radio. Illinois, in particular, will be groundbreaking history about the cashless bonds. We're talking about that, the Pre-Trial Fairness Act. I know we'll be talking about that next week for sure. 1 second. Fremont. Mr. Check, we're going to bring a caller too. Get one caller. Okay. Welcome to Fremont Radio.
Hello. Hi. Hello. This is Deanna Sullivan. I'm the mother of David Sullivan. We met at an event in Orange County for Brendan Lopez.
Yes. No. I would say yes. If you can, for the listeners who may not be familiar, go with your introduction, who you are, just in case there are those who are not familiar who you are. Please.
My name is Deanna Sullivan. I'm the mother of David Sullivan, who was murdered in the city of Fullerton by the Buena Park Police Department on August 19th in 2019, and my son was 19 years old. He was unarmed, and he was pulled over in a traffic stop. So the reason I'm calling in is to bring some awareness to a multi-million-dollar for-profit company called Lexipol, Lexipol, Lexipol. And they, like I said, they are a for-profit company that writes policy and does training for police departments across the United States. They started off in 2003 in California with 40 agencies, and by 2017 they were in 35 states in over 33,000 agencies. And now, fast forward 2022, they're in 1 out of 5 agencies across the United States. That's coroner, that's any police department, sheriffs, juvenile systems, jails. And the co-founder, Bruce Pratt, he is still a board member for Lexipol.
Go ahead, please.
So Bruce Pratt has been quoted to say, "I don't care if you run him over with your police car. I don't care if you smack him with your baton, choke him out, tase him, bite him, shoot him. Was it objectively reasonable under the totality of the circumstances presented at the time?" So Bruce Pratt is, they have no civilian oversight. They have no transparency on their training and their policies. So policies are so big. In our case, we had a civil trial against the city and the cops. But we know the cops, it doesn't affect them. They don't get, nothing comes out of their pocket. They don't get in trouble. If anything, they usually, at least here in California, they usually get raises. They get promotion because they were able to, quote unquote, go there. So when we sued the city, which our trial ended up in a hung jury, because the jury kept asking, where in the policy is this red line? There is no red line. There is no hard line. And the policies are designed that way. And with Bruce Praise at the helm, it's designed that way because it makes it so vague that anything goes. Objectively reasonable is the line that keeps coming up over and over again. But, you know, to whose standards is objectively reasonable? And again, back to his quote, you know, him saying, I don't care if you snap him down with your baton, choke him out. That doesn't sound reasonable.
Where's the can you get some contact before people can be kept updated with this Lexi poll and find more information as well as your respective contact also. Can you provide that for us, please?
For a contact for me,
Mhm.
or we have a list that I'm going to pass this over to David Sibley.
Okay.
Justice for David Sullivan on Instagram.
One more time, please.
At Justice for SOR David Sullivan on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Is how you can look up more about David's story.
Right on. We appreciate you all calling in. Freedom on Radio is open every Wednesday. The lines are open. It was good. It's a phenomenal event. We just had this convened in Santa Ana, California. Keep us abreast. Keep the listener audience abreast. So, you know, some people, you know, saying can support what's in the updates. And give you official invite.
We do appreciate that. And one update I can mention is Jonathan Hernandez, who is the cousin of Brandon Lopez. He's a city council member in Santa Ana, and his cousin was murdered by Anaheim Police Department, which the department also uses Lexipol. The police department that murdered my son is Glen Park Police Department, which also uses Lexipol. But Jonathan, because he's a city council member in Santa Ana, he is fighting to end the contract that Santa Ana has with Lexipol, because Lexipol is not good for the community. Again, it's a multi-million-dollar company that puts profit over people, and it doesn't have an investment in the community the way the city council members are supposed to, and the way that they should. And also, just to mention, because I know there's other people who have been murdered where in cities where the city has Lexipol as a policy, and Rob Adams, who was murdered in the city of San Bernardino, and they use Lexipol. There's multiple. Vincent Valenzuela was murdered in Anaheim. They use Lexipol. Vanessa Marquez was murdered in the city of Pasadena. They use Lexipol. Hannah Williams was murdered in the city of Fullerton, and also Hector Hernandez, and they use Lexipol. And none of these cops, the district attorney will not prosecute any of these cops. Nothing happens to them in Orange County. It is so racist and so pro-police that
Orange County, yeah.
From qualified immunity to POBAR, the police officers' bill of rights to Lexipol. They have too many levels of protection, and Lexipol is, again, not good for the community. It's again, profit over people for them.
Could those who reside in cities that Lexipol is not directly impacting them, is there somewhere they can a petition drive they can help support to challenge this the thing about Lexipol? Is it some a petition drive or just any way?
We are currently working on that. We don't have a petition yet, but we are working with. You can protest Lexipol in your community. Loved ones can look up, or anybody can look up, or impacted families, they can look at the police department and see what their policies are. And if they have Lexipol, it's almost like a trademark stamp. Then the cities, they have to do their contract every 6 months to a year, almost like an antivirus for your computer. and across the United States.
Right on. Okay, again, y'all make sure you get them contacts. I think we down a couple of minutes. On Free My Radio. So again, we are here every Wednesday, 6:30. Well, 4:30 to 6:30 West Coast time. So feel free. Follow up with us on Free My Radio. Thank you for calling in. Any more comments before we close out? Okay, appreciate y'all. I want to say out to all the families I've seen there again that we still riding half their energy, and say continue condolences. Saying to continue victims of police terrorism and other acts of terrorism. Again, everything is political. We're going to Mr. Checkpoint. Any more? We got about 2 minutes before we close out. Anything else you want to add?
I was just gonna say it's really good to hear that family call justice for David Sullivan.
Yes.
I would love to, if they want to reach out, I have some ways that we could do petitions with technology to make them really efficient. So if they want to reach out, we can probably generate a lot of emails, and I would love to help in any way I could. I've been looking up Lexipol, and it definitely has to go. And that was it. I really thank you for the time and this call and everything we talked about, really.
Right on. The family of David Sullivan. I don't know if y'all still on. Did y'all hear that? Beautiful. All right, everyone. So y'all keep y'all heads up, eyes on the fist clinch. Y'all know the call free them all. Without about it, I see the Lions getting free on. Man, free me y'all with balls. Free Sunday out of Colas back on the streets, y'all. Man, oh man. Free the seat numbers. You know what I'm saying? Free your brother. Free the sister down the street. In fact, what's called free them all. Let's stay updated. You know, again, October 14th and 15th, we will be right there at the Hampton House. October 23rd, Dr. UP New Foundation. Go follow Dr. UP New Foundation on Instagram. They got the block party in Oakland, California. Shout out to CRC and all the comrades, you know what I'm saying, that really get their getting down here in particular, man, in particular this West Coast, but everywhere, you know what I'm saying? BBBC in the building, y'all. Keep your heads up, eyes on the fist clinch, say what's the call, free them all. Give me something to take us out with, you know what I'm saying? Again, get ready for this outside film showing October 15th, y'all. Gonna be out there, maybe a little cool, have some hot tea and everything like that. We're gonna be showing Judas and Black Messiah. We're gonna be showing the Feed 'em All, Free 'em All documentary and some more stuff, y'all. So again, that's going out to Hampton House, 804 South 17th Avenue, Maplewood, Illinois, 60153. I just seen I was in the break, the Ashbury district in San Francisco. I just seen a vintage coat. They have for $1,500. It was an actual coat from the Maywood Motorcycle Club in the 50s or 60s. I said, wow, small world. All right, y'all. Sister Conrad, take us out. Free them all.
We understand that Mickey White, Phyllis Morrell, and Nathaniel Jr. and Huey P. Newton, people like Buddy Field, and people like Buddy Hutton, and people like Elvis Cleaver, all these people either dead, either in exile running, or they're either in jail. And a lot of people understanding this, we use new faces and not understanding what we're talking about. A lot of people run up to you in a minute and say, why is all these people being taken? Why haven't you shot it out? Why haven't you killed some pigs? What did we say? That if you kill a pig, you get a little satisfaction. But you kill some more, and you get some more satisfaction. But when you can kill them all, you get your satisfaction. That's why we have to move, because we have to organize the people, we have to educate people, we have to arm the people, and we have to teach them the revolutionary political power. And when the people understand all that, one we killing no food, get no real satisfaction. One we killing no more and get some more satisfaction. If we killing them all and get complete satisfaction. So what should we do? We do the vanguard. What is it right to do? Is it right for the leadership of the struggle to go back to the...
Yeah, but y'all stay tuned with us. Y'all follow us on YouTube, Chairman Fred Jr. On YouTube. Also, Instagram, follow us, official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. On Facebook, Fred Hampton. Whatever support you can, make sure y'all go to PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr. at Gmail via PayPal. Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. Go to website, SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. Do not be afraid. Hit that donate button, y'all. Long live W Minister Defense Bunch of I gotta give a shout out to Sister Kim, bunch of W Minister Defense Bunch's niece, man. We lost her last year. Man, love your mission, sis. Love your mission so much. Yeah. Kim, man, beautiful sister. W Minister Defense Bunch of college niece. All right, y'all. Welcome again. Y'all just get right on. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, tap in, follow our official channel, Happy Dream.
You got to understand that as soon as you follow the vanguard, you got to understand that you the people and the people follow the vanguard. And you got to understand that the Black Panther Party is the vanguard. And if you're going to be about being the people, you're going to be about understanding that the vanguard leads the people to social revolution. After the social revolution, the vanguard party.
And we went to see through everything.
And that education program is so overwhelming that he has educated the people to the point where they can run things themselves. That's what you call educating
the people. I'm the people. And the people.
That means people's power. That means the people's revolution. And if you're not about being involved in the people's revolution, and you got to do something, if you want it, you got to support a people's revolution. And I'm saying today that no matter what this thing says, and I think you know what it is, that even the Bones of Citizens was valid. And they could put 8 articles like this, 8 magazines, they could put 80 or 800 or 8 million. If they can put all the articles they want to, but I know a Senate that they couldn't put 1 article on. If you ask them to write down a list of all the other groups in this country that should be considered a further stage of advancement, and a further stage of advancement, as the vanguard party, their list would not even entail 1 name. Because no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does, they haven't did it yet. The vanguard party, the Black Panther party, is the funniest developed vanguard party in the world that they so oppressed people. You can say some things are wrong about it, but I'm telling you, it's the best view. You might be able to put some on paper, goddammit, that's fast, faster than a plane. But I say until it is proven, until you put that much straight, you do a food and a plane on paper. You better get on the goddamn plane, because it's already been proven. And I'm saying that you better get on the Black Panther party. You
get ahead of somebody else. You should at least follow it directly, motherfucker.
Because a lot of people walk around and couldn't write articles about it. I know some revolutionary groups of these niggas who run around to these same fields, talking about them and talking bullshit about them, couldn't find what criticize. They were so far in the ground, what did they do?
Organizing groundhogs. Groundhogs. So yeah, we subversive. Made it for the people. Made it for the people. For the people. Long legs, Black Panther Party, protected, respected, never neglected.